Do not give death that power. Do not allow death to offer you more pain than love. It's been a couple of weeks since RC's passing. I just want to kind of fill you in on what's going on, because already I'm going through this mixture of emotions. And it reminds me of what I was taught many, many years ago, that there are 5 stages of grieving. You've got your denial. Then you go through a stage of being angry, and then you got this bargaining chip full of all sorts of different emotions. And then you kind of go through these sinking spells of depression. You don't want to get up, you don't want to get out, and then finally you get to acceptance. But those 5 stages, they aren't necessarily stages. You just don't graduate from one and get to the other. These feelings will hit you at any moment, at any time. The point is that we all have to go through a process of grief. We can't escape it. Maybe it's a big wall. Maybe it's this thick. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You can't go around it. You can't go anywhere but through it. And the more intentional you are about going through that wall of grief, the more you will heal on a faster pace. You just need to be very sensitive to your feelings. You can't force yourself to heal. Healing takes time. It takes intentionality. It goes at its own pace. There are some days where I just can't believe this has happened. And I refuse to think that it happened. Then there's some days I feel so good and think, well, I think I'm finally through all of this. And then all of a sudden the stories and the images creep up again. And I find myself being angry, being frustrated. The 3rd stage, they talk about bargaining. That's the hardest part for me. Because bargaining is just a way of saying, you know what? I could have done something different that could have prevented this. I should have done this. I should have done that. If I had only done something better, that none of this would have happened. Then you start to feel very guilty about not participating in something that might have changed the outcome of this tragic event. Guilt is the worst thing. If we allow that guilt to take over our thoughts, then it begins to transition into shame. So guilt tells us that there is something wrong. Shame tells us that there's something wrong with me. You don't want to go there. So acknowledge guilt for what it is. You didn't fix it. You couldn't fix it. There's nothing that could change the outcome. Guilt lives in the past. We're called to live in the future. So just accept these emotions that come your way. They'll take place. Don't fight them. Just don't believe the guilt aspect of it.